Teresa for the opportunity and to the team. This is, exceptional. Are y'all excited about what's taking place? Yeah, that's what I like to hear. I can feel the energy and I can tell by everyone coming up to grab their shirts that you all are excited about what's in front of you. And there's a journey that comes along with what's in front of you. So tonight, by the time I'm through speaking, I hope that you all know that the only limits in your life are the limits that you allow. The only limits in your life are the limits that you allow. And that secondly, you control the environment that you live in. In the video we saw, I believe it's Arthur. I'm not Arthur, right? They told him he wasn't going to be able to walk. That was a limit. Yoga instructors, doctors. I'm sure many of you right now, right, you've had limits placed on your life. Things that you've been told you won't be able to accomplish. Things growing up that people said you'll never live that life. I walked in those same shoes. As a country boy, I'm from Louisville, Texas. And most of y'all probably don't even know where that is. It's by San Antonio. It's about 4,000 or 5,000 people there. And the norm for the population of the people do not see the outskirts of the town. That's the norm. It's either play basketball, it's sell dope, or work in the oil field. That's what you're taught as a young black man growing up in this small town. That's what your future will consist of. That's it. That's limits. And I'm sure, like I said, you've heard some of those same things. Someone's told you this is all that you'll ever be. Things that were done to you made you believe that I can't accomplish what I see others doing, that I can't ascend to these heights because of where I'm from or because of what they said to me. Well, tonight I want you to realize that you have to change how you see yourself first. Because it doesn't matter what I believe. It doesn't matter what Teresa believes. It helps. It helps. It can change your life for someone to believe in you, but it starts with you first believing in yourselves. So change the way that you see you. Arthur in the video, face was down and sagging. He looked pretty pitiful. And in the end, and he's in the yoga position, he's bright, he's shining, he's radiant. He believes in himself. But that didn't happen over time. You have to really get into the video and see him struggling in his stances and him tipping over, right? And think about how your day will be as you prepare to run this 5K. It's going to be tough. You're going to have days when you may try to jog, you may try to walk a little faster. Days when you get up in the morning, your thighs and your back are tight. And you know what? I don't feel like belly me feel today. They can come, but I'm not showing you. But you can't quit on yourself because that's the old you. That's the you with the limits. That's the you who doesn't know how to fight against the pain. That's the you who succumb to everything around them and let life dictate your life. Let life dictate how you live. Let life dictate how you see you. Those days are over. Starting today, there's a new you going forward. There's a new you who fights against those pains. There's a new you who doesn't see those limits. There's a new you who doesn't believe that you're not capable. It's up to you to make the difference. When I got to Baylor University in 2000, I was an all-right player. There was things that I didn't know. So some of my teammates were like, man, I don't know if you're going to make it. I don't know if you have what it takes. I don't know if you're going to cut it. So I had to go to work. Because I believed in me. Because I came from somewhere where I had no choice in my mind but football. So it was this or back to those points. So I made it work. And I don't know what's on the other side for you or your children or your family members. But you have to make this work. That's how you have to think about it. You have to make this work. If you turn your back on it, you're turning your back on yourself. So I started practicing, when everyone else would go home, I put in a little extra work. But then circumstances took over. Because on campus, it was either do just enough to get by or do nothing at all. And as a young freshman, 18 years old, you're going to follow leadership. You're going to listen to what people are doing in front of you, or the people who've been there that are telling you these things. I'm sure some of you haven't been there as long as the others, and you kind of get the breakdown of how things go, the breakdown of how things work, how things have always been. But when you come in, you have to make up your mind that for me, it's not that it's going to be different. I fell into that mode of being them for 3 years, just accepting what life was handing me. And heading into my senior year, I said, you know what, things gotta be different this year, because I'm tired of just existing. I'm tired of allowing them or allowing life to dictate to me. So I took ownership. I jumped in the steering wheel. When everybody went home, this time I stayed. So from January to August, I was late after practice. When everybody was gone, I came up early in the morning, and soon teammates started to come, and we worked together. On Saturdays and Sundays, hey, we're all going out, you need to get up. I was like, man, the environment started to change. And it was unaccepted to not show up. So at the end of June, this is before everyone comes in August, everyone is out working. You know what? The people who didn't want to work, the people who didn't want to show up, the people who accepted how things had been, it was frowned upon. It was no longer cool just to kick it. It was no longer to look at somebody like that was stupid when they stood up for what was right. It's going to take one of y'all. It's going to take one of y'all. And then someone's going to have to back that person up. And then someone else has to get behind them. And soon, the tides turn. Soon, your life changes. Because now you're headed to a place where you've never been, but you have a support system. Now you believe in yourself. They elected me to be team captain. The little big-head country boy from Luton, Texas town, about 4,000 or 5,000, right? Guys from Miami, from Austin, from Dallas, from Houston. Team captain. And it meant a lot to me because it said, we believe in you. We believe in what you represent on the field and off the field. We can follow you to be successful simply by making up my mind. Simply by deciding that the limits that everyone else had told me were around my life were not me. They were no longer acceptable. Funny though, the season went on, I was the MVP that season, the most valuable player. I was player of the week 4 or 5 times, but it was no NFL for me. No Canadian Football League. And in that moment, that in-the-box mentality, it popped right back up. Because all I could think about was home. I'm not going to be out with my boys, partying, doing those things. Nah, because that's not for you. But I didn't realize it then. All I could see was, I'm a failure. I'm a failure because what I've been told all my life is success. I'm not about to have that. I'm not about to obtain it. So I am a failure. I go back home. And the reason why I think like this is because home for me, while everyone else is saying, yeah, I'm gonna chill to work out when I get to the house and then, I'll be back down. No. Home for me, if it's 8 people outside, 7 of my friends got a pocket full of crack cocaine. If it's 5 of us outside, 4 people got a pocket full of crack cocaine. And I'm sure y'all, there's people in this room who are familiar with that environment. In the box, afraid to step out of their comfort zone. Guys that were more athletic than me, guys that I know are smarter than me. And we're still friends, but I have to move forward. I had to stretch. So laying out on those corners on the sidewalks, in the hot summer, just like right now, one day I said, I gotta go. So I packed up my stuff and I moved to Houston fast as I can. And my mama's foot in my butt too. and you would think that, okay, it's great, right? And when the land of opportunity. so much more in Houston for you to have, for you to do. But how can you accomplish it? How can you get it done if you still have limits? I would go to work, come back home, go to work, do enough, go to work, do enough. And I was around people who complained about everything at the workplace, but did nothing to change it. If you're complaining, you have to make a difference in your actions. You cannot continue in the same routine of pointing fingers, because the only finger that you should be pointing is at yourself. Because if you want your situation to change, it's up to you to change it. I started putting in more time at work, just like at home. I reached back to those experiences at Baylor and said, you know what, I made it through that, so I'm a little stronger. I've seen this type of opposition in my life before, where people don't know where I'm from, where people may not believe in me, where I'm questioning myself, so I'm a little wiser about it. You all had those same experiences, but you're here today, standing in new ground, standing with a new beginning, an opportunity to start to work on your foundation. Not to be shaky when opposition comes, not to be shaky when you get in a situation and you're questioning your ability or you're questioning yourself. I stepped up. And the manager started saying, well, how did you learn how to do that process? Because we want to use it over here as well. And now we want to take people and do this as well. And next thing you know, I'm moving to be the supervisor, and I'm being the team lead, and they moved me to a new employer. I'm like, man, this is happening pretty fast. All because I believed in me. All because I didn't let those limits keep me down. And it was funny because during that time period, I went back to Baylor, and I saw some of my friends that went to the NFL. Some of my friends who were successful entrepreneurs. Guys whose faces I didn't want to see when I left because I was a failure, remember? And the first thing they do was run up on me, man, hit me in my chest. I'm like, hold on, I don't play football anymore. Man, what's up, man? I ain't seen you forever. Where you been? Working. I've been at work. But man, if it wasn't for you, man, thank you for treating me like somebody when no one else did. Thank you for teaching me what hard work looks like. And I was just like, wow. I did that. I felt good, not about what they were saying, but the fact that now I realize I had purpose. You see, it wasn't about me all that time, like I said before. In that moment, I realized that my life was a message. It wasn't about what I told them, it was about what I did, how I got up and I operated each day, the example that they saw, the progression in my life that they witnessed. So when I was gone, they took it and they applied those same principles. Well, each and every individual in this room, all of you have a message. And it's up to you to decide whether or not you're going to be the message that you want delivered from your life. You have the power to affect change. You have the power to create a new environment. But you have to decide up here first that I'm capable, that I'm able, that I'm worthy, and I will get it done. Who's going to get it done? Any hands? Anybody going to get it done? Repeat this after me. I am not a product. I am the environment. I am not a product. I am the environment. I am the environment. I am the environment. That's right. And you guys are going to get it done. You're going to be the ones who made a change. You're going to be the ones from 2015 forward that they talk about. So I leave y'all with a question. I leave y'all with accountability, because I'll be back. I'm going to see who made it. My question is, what is your message? Thank y'all.